next to him. But I'm going to get the top ones off by Summit, my orthodontist told me. So I'm really excited about that. So I can smile pretty for Shaun T when I get my picture taken with Shaun T again. So tonight we're going to talk a little bit about Instagram. I've had a lot of success with Instagram in the last, 6 months. When I started, I had like 100 and something followers. It was mainly just people that were my Facebook friends on Instagram. And I didn't really use it as a business tool. I started using it. I realized, I guess it was at a Super Saturday, not the last one, not the one before that, but the one before that, however long ago that was. Nate Rosano was there, and he mentioned something about Instagram that he's been using. And I'm like, yeah, well, I'll look into that. And I never really did. And then a few months later, I noticed his Instagram page, and he had over 10,000 followers. I'm like, what the heck? So I messaged him, like, what are you doing? How'd you get all those followers on Instagram? And he told me, and I'm like, cool. He's so sweet. He helps me a lot. And so anyway, I did exactly what he told me to do. I followed directions pretty good. And I built up my Instagram now to not quite 8,500, just doing what he told me to do. So, and using some tips that Nicoala gave me. Nicola's excellent also with social media. So I've been blessed to have a couple people to help me, and I wanted to share that with you guys, and Nicoala wanted to share that with you guys as well, to give you some tips. I've told a lot of my coaches this, and I don't know why, but not many listen. I guess they don't. 10,000 followers is such a big goal that I don't know if they're intimidated to start, or if they don't believe me that it works, but I get probably, 75% of my customers come from Instagram these days. 75% of my Success Club points and my customers come from Instagram. So I definitely think it's worth the time to learn. I signed up for Shalene's course, and that's excellent. I've looked at a few of the videos, but I'm sorry to say I haven't made the time to go through it like I should. So what I've done is really based on the simple things that Nate has told me. I'm not doing any fancy things or anything like that. So we're just going to kind of talk about Instagram a little bit tonight and share exactly what we've done, what I've done to grow to 8,500 followers. So number one on the tip for Instagram tips, you want to be true to your brand. You guys should all have an idea of what your brand is. And I used to make this way overcomplicated, like trying to figure out what should my brand be. But it's basically who you are, and you want to be consistent. Like I'm a Christian, and I'm a mom of 5, and I'm a nurse. So that's who I am. So instead of trying to be somebody else, my personality is ruby emerald with very little emerald. I wish I had more like Nicoala. I'm not organized at all. But anyway, I'm very driven. I'm not sapphire. I don't have very much sapphire. So Tina Gonzalez and Liz Bellini, for example, they're really good on social media. They are sapphires, and they post sapphire stuff, right? Fashion and glitz and all that. That's not me. So I'm not going to try to be them. I'm just going to be me. So I post about things that interest me and that I think that people will relate to. So I'm not going to post, some picture of a cute outfit because I'm not into fashion. You know what I mean? So just be true to your brand and make sure that what you put on Instagram reflects who you are, because you're going to be attracting people. Everybody has people out there that they can relate to. Every single one of us have different qualities and traits that other people will find attractive. I had a hard time believing that at first. I'm like, I'm boring. Nobody's going to want to follow me. What do I have to offer? But I've been told many, many, many times by a lot of different people how my posts have really helped them and encouraged them and inspired them. And it's like, oh, that's perfect timing. Thank you for sharing that. So every single one of you guys has something of value that you can give to people. So that's number one. Okay, Nicoala, number 2.
Okay, so the second one is to share experiences. And like Tina was saying, to be true to your brand is to post stuff that applies to you. So you want to share experiences. So whether that be Beachbody or that be like something with your kids or a hobby or anything, you want to post that. And you want to, I'm sorry for the background noise. So you want to, just post different things, but you also want to do it in a way that it'll connect, other people will connect with it. So like using a picture of like our sales for each month, like this month was the combat and the pump and the ultimate reset. Like that's good to post something like that, but it's better to share a story with that. So if you have a testimony with that, it's better to share something like that because people will connect with something like that. So that's just something to think about. So you ready, Tina?
Yeah, I definitely get way more response from before and after. I'll put the corporate pictures up occasionally, but I usually get a lot more response when I do like a before and after pic or share a story. And that goes for Facebook as well. People want to know, does it work? They can't tell from a picture of 21 Day Fix of, words on a picture with Autumn, who looks amazing. They're like, well, she looks amazing anyway. They're not going to relate to that as to somebody that's actually done it. So they just want to know, does it work? So the before and after pictures show that it works. So number 3, inspire action. Start a movement around your brand, whether that means inspiring people through pictures or whatever. So you just want to, inspire people to take action. You want to include a call to action with a lot of your posts, not every post, but you want to ask people, like, let me see if I can find an example on my Instagram. Like, how would it feel? I like to use that a lot. How would it feel if you lost those 10 or 20 pounds that you've been trying to lose for 6 months or whatever, So you want them to take action based on what you post. I posted something today that's actually very similar to that. I posted a Jim Rohn picture. I love Jim Rohn. I love to share his quotes. You cannot change your destination overnight, but you can change your direction overnight, was the picture. And then I put, start with a decision to make positive changes, and your direction can change immediately. Just take action on that decision right away. So what I was trying to do here is tell the people that were thinking about buying my challenge pack to go ahead and do it. Is what I was trying to do with that. Anyway, so that's number 3. Number 4, Nicoala.
Number 4 is to know your audience, to learn what people love about your brand, and explore how you can capture the attention of new followers. So I know at the very beginning, Tommy talked about finding your niche, like finding who you target. And so once you figure that out, you want to apply that to your Instagram. So like Tina, she's a mom, she does Beachbody, and she also likes to post inspiring quotes. So that's her way of reaching her audience. So if you are into running and you want to find the runners on Instagram, you're going to want to tailor your pictures and your posts to running. So that'll actually help them want to follow you back. Because just because you follow somebody on Instagram doesn't mean that they'll follow you back. But if they see something that they relate to, especially in your profile, Tina does a really good job at her profile. And when I'm following people, I look at their profiles to make sure that, they want to lose weight or they're a mom. So make sure you tie that all in, because people do check those things before they follow you back. So that's it.
I have a tip for the profile that Nate taught me, because I was trying to type it in there and I wanted to get I've changed it a little bit so it's easier now to duplicate. But when you have the little, what do you call them, Nicoala, emoticons thingies that you use, they were all lined up. And I'm like, how does he do that? Because I was going into Instagram to try to do that and I couldn't make them line up right. So he told me to do it go to your little notepad on your phone and do it there. I don't know if it's the same for a Droid. I have an iPhone. But pull up a note, type it out there the way you want it formatted, and then copy and paste it to your profile. And that makes it a lot easier. I also do the same thing. Like, I don't know if you guys can see, probably not. I have notes where I have like my hashtags that I've not been really good about using lately, but I have certain hashtags like for PIO. I'm starting to promote that already. I've got hashtag PIO test group, Pilates, yoga, new program, Chalene Johnson. So whenever I post about PIO, I should use those hashtags. And like Chalene says, use them as a separate comment and then you can change them up. I don't do all that. I could do better with that, but that's another little tip there. We got distracted, didn't we, Nicoala? Sorry. Okay, balance fun and business. Yeah. Make sure you use the 80-20 rule. I'm kind of bad about this because I'm so driven and focused on Beachbody and work and all that, and again, I think I'm kind of boring, so I don't have a lot of outside interest. So I probably break that rule a lot, but don't copy me and do 80-20 and try to post, 20% Beachbody and 80% other stuff.
Okay. So the next one, number 6, is cultivate a following. And I think that this is really important because if you have all these followers and you're not cultivating that relationship with people, you're not interacting with them, you're not liking their pictures, you're not commenting, they're not going to interact with you, and therefore you're not going to reach them. So it's important, to go through your Instagram and, double click on the heart and, make little comments, because when people see that, they'll go to your Instagram page and they'll do the same thing to you. And that's just another way of building relationships. Just like on Facebook, we like things and we comment things, and that's how you build those relationships. It's the same thing with Instagram. So you want to make sure that you're doing that, so that they'll comment on a picture. Maybe they're interested in a challenge pack, and they'll see that you're not just interested in selling things. You're interested in building that relationship. And make sure that you're using popular hashtags. Like right now with Beachbody's cruise, it's SS, I think, cruise or something like that. So whenever you see a trending hashtag and it applies to you, make sure you're using that, because another way people can search for you to follow you is to put in those hashtags. So if you have like PIO, hashtag PIO, if someone's searching for somebody with that same interest, your Instagram is gonna pop up with that. So that's another way that people can find you on Instagram.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, it's really important. The whole idea behind social media is to build relationships, and I've made a lot of friendships. People that will probably never buy from me. I mean, I've talked to them about it, but they've kind of told me no. That like one lady I know I'm thinking of works out at the gym, but we've developed a friendship just by she comments on a lot of my posts, so I make sure to go in and comment on hers and talk to her. And it's about building relationships, and you never know. One day she might buy from me, she may not, but that's not really the point. You're building relationships. So, like this one lady I just put, just to give you an example, she has a picture of her baby up here. I don't know this person, but she's a 30-year-old mom to 4 beautiful girls and wife to the best husband ever, back to school and working on myself. So I clicked like on a picture of her daughter she said she's sick. And I just put, so she's so pretty, hope she feels better soon. So that took about 5 seconds. So she'll see, oh, that was nice of her. And then she'll probably click on my page, and you never know. Maybe she'll buy a 21-day fixed challenge pack. Maybe not. But anyway. So you want to use videos. I was doing pretty good with my videos, my goofy, I hated them, doing my P90X3 videos. I'm so goofy. But I'm like, well, that's what I'm supposed to do, so I'll do it. And then I got braces, and I quit making videos because I don't like the way I talk. So, but videos are great to use. Chalene Johnson is a master at that. She's really, really good. But they don't have to be that complicated, but make them interesting. I thought mine were kind of boring, and that's another reason I stopped. Because again, I'm not very creative, but you guys are probably way more creative than me. So do videos and take advantage of that to use on your Instagram to keep it, interesting. Maybe I'll do that one day too.
The next one is to use hashtags, but to also create your own. And I'm not talking about just like in your business, you want to use certain hashtags to make sure that, like I said before, they'll be able to find you. So whenever you're doing a challenge group or you're doing a certain workout, you want to create your own hashtags. And then like Tina always encourages us to use her team name hashtag so that we're all connecting together. So make sure you're creating your own as well. But you can find trending hashtags in the search section. Usually the top trending ones are there. So that's where you can find those.
Right. Yeah. Okay, so follow leaders in your industry and like their posts. The more you interact, the more interactions you'll receive in return. So that's pretty self-explanatory. The more you interact with other people, the more they will return the favor. I have a lot of Beachbody coaches that follow me that, and it's not my intention to follow Beachbody coaches, obviously, but a lot of them do follow me, and they will comment and click like on my stuff, and I try to do the same for them, help each other out, and these aren't people on my team, but it's just the same with Facebook. You have certain coaches that, you kind of tag each other in posts and make sure you comment on their stuff to help boost their affinity. It's the same thing with Instagram. So I would encourage you guys that are on your team, like, within your group especially, get together with a few people and have like an agreement to make sure that you guys click like on each other's pictures and comment and help boost your visibility in social media.
And before I go to the last tip, when you're wanting to find followers, it's really a good practice. It's a really good practice to go into that person's follower list and start following those people, because they obviously are interested in that leader. So like Shailene or Shaun T or any kind of niche that you're looking for, if you go in and click on followers, you're going to want to follow all those people because you may post something that grabs their attention. And that's how you can find like-minded followers as well. So that's just
I try to do non-Beachbody people though, because a lot of Beachbody coaches are going to follow Shaun T. Don't you think, Nicoala?
Yeah.
And
I was using that as an example.
But
like
sorry.
I was gonna say sorry. You could like Weight Watchers. Like there's tons of people in Weight Watchers that are obviously watching what they're eating, and Weight Watchers doesn't push fitness, but obviously they're gonna want to work out. So that's another niche that you can go in. Weight Watchers, there's tons of Weight Watchers people on Instagram, and just try to think creatively to find your followers because they're there. You just have to think outside the box sometimes. Yeah,
absolutely. Jillian Michaels is somebody good to follow. Yeah. I follow all her followers. Not her, but her followers.
Yeah.
And for me, for my niche, I went to Rick Warren and Dave Ramsey. Those are people that I connect with and follow their followers, because even though they're not into fitness, well, Rick Warren is now in the Daniel plan, but, they're not fitness people. But those people, like, I think Tracy is one of my coaches. She found me through Instagram because she's a Dave Ramsey fan. Michelle is a coach now. She was a Rick Warren fan. So these are people that I've met. They're people that happen to be into fitness, but they're going to relate to me and trust me because we had the same interests. So they don't have to be all fitness people that you follow.
Yeah.
So anyway, go ahead, Nicole. You finish out the last tip.
Okay. So, and I find that it's easier to be negative on Facebook, but the last tip is to be positive, that nobody wants to follow a negative Nancy. If you're running a business, you can't go on social media and, air out your dirty laundry or rant about the idiotic store manager that, totally ticked you off. You want them to, approach you and and see you as a professional and not just somebody that's doing it as a hobby. They're going to take you more seriously. But on Instagram, I think it's not as hard to be negative because you're sharing pictures and stuff, but that's just something that you want to keep in mind. So,
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Good point. And if you're a coach, please don't get on social media and complain about the 21-day fixed shipping time and stuff like that. I know none of you guys in this group would do that, but that's just, it's like, why are you doing that? Are you crazy?
Yeah.
Keep it to yourself, share in your coaching page, and not even in the Swarm Cave, because there are a lot of new coaches in the Swarm Cave, brand new coaches, and you don't want to go in the Swarm Cave complaining and about, the 21-day fixed back order. That just drives me nuts, but you guys are not doing that, I'm sure. All right, so that's, so what Nate told me specifically to get followers, Nicoala has a ton of good tips too. Nate told me just follow, what he was doing was following 500 people a day. And out of those 500, then a certain number will follow you back. If you have interesting content, of course. You can't have, you have to have good stuff. If they'll click on, who is this person following me, and take a quick look. And if they like what they see, then maybe they'll follow you back. But that's what he did, was just follow 500 people a day. And when I first started, I would look at each person I was trying to follow and be like, who's that person? Who's that? But that takes way too long. So then I would just go to like Rick Warren's page and just click, 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 click. I didn't even look at the name. I just click, 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 click. And you can follow 50 people every 5 minutes, and then it locks you out. So it's something that you have to pay, you have to be aware of it. To follow that many people a day, you have to be on top of it and have some kind of a routine with it. And you can build followers quickly. Brandy Backus is one of my coaches, and she's one of the few coaches that actually listened to me and did what I said for Instagram. And within just a few months, I'm going to pull her up now so I can see where she's at. She keeps trying to overtake me, and I'm not going to let her, because I can't let her have more followers than me. That would just be crazy, right? But she is up to 67, 68, so almost 7,000 followers. And she's been doing this for, 4 or 5 months now, maybe, not sure how long. And she's got 762 posts. So she's posting, I recommend, Nate doesn't post as often as I do. I recommend posting like 6 times a day. And I don't always do that. I get distracted. But I have my posts copied to Facebook so that you're killing 2 birds with 1 stone. And I rotate it between my biz page and my personal page. I've been focusing more on my personal page lately because I've realized that Facebook, no one's seeing my biz page posts, because now Facebook has changed the algorithm so that they want you to buy their advertising in order to get your posting. But that's a whole other story. But anyway, so just follow 500 people a day or more, as many as you can. If you can follow more, great. And you'll build your followers fast. Now, you're going to find that you're going to end up with a lot of people that you're following, and you don't want to do that. So what he said to do was every couple weeks, he would go in and just unfollow everybody. I'm not really doing that. I'll unfollow people when I get to have too many, when I get close to, like right now I have, just past 8,504, yay, 8,500. So right now I'm following 7,200 people. So that's getting to be a lot. And actually I won't be able to keep following people if I don't unfollow some of those people. So you want to, when people look at your page, they don't want to see that you're following 10,000 people when you have 2,000 followers. So you want to unfollow people after a couple weeks if they're not following you back. And what I do is use an app called Unfollow Me, and you can go in there and it will, it's a free, well, I bought the paid version. It's not very expensive, a couple dollars. But you can go in there and find out the people that are not following you back and unfollow them. You don't have to unfollow the people that are following you. Although I notice a lot of coaches do that. They have like 10,000 followers and they're only following, 1,000. So anyway, I think that was it, Nicoala. Do y'all have any questions about that?
Let me unmute them. Hang on. Okay.
Any Instagram questions, and then you guys can share your week with us? No? Alrighty then. So, Billy Joe, do you want to go first?
Hello.
Hey.
I've had like a crazy week. Haven't been real productive. Although I brought on another coach, so that's my third coach.
Hey.
That's doing ramp. And I didn't even have that really many active coaches to start with. So this is really helping me with my approach. So really working with her. She's very young. She's probably my most excited for me coach to bring on in the 2 years I've been doing this. So
that's awesome.
She's she won a challenge pack. She's getting married. She really doesn't have any weight to lose, but her boyfriend does. So I kind of talked to her about becoming a coach, and that's what we did, and hooked her up. And so I've been working with her like every night. I'm excited about that.
Cool.
Otherwise, that's about it.
Are you going to plug her into the Coach Basics?
Yes. She just signed up last week, and we're starting ours on Monday, and she's definitely in on that.
Cool.
Next, I'm going to, as you know, Danny Johnson's coming to Maryland finally.
Yay.
It's only about an hour from my house. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, one of my new coaches, she's going to join me there. So I'm hoping to get another one to come. So
yeah. I'll be there.
I know.
I'm excited. I'm actually flying. It's only like 4 hours away, but I've got a cheap flight, so I'm just going to fly. My husband doesn't. I've got a van that's got like 100,000 miles on it, so he doesn't like the idea of me driving. But and I don't like the idea of me driving either. So
that's awesome. Well, good. I'll see you there.
Yeah. Yay. All right, Caitlin. How was your week?
Good. Not too bad. Doing a lot of follow-ups this week. I'm starting my next challenge group on the 2nd. So following up with everybody that I talked with previously and that has shown interest in it. So doing a lot of that this week.
Cool. And are you finding the BAT helpful?
Yeah, I like this version a lot better. The first version I threw down, there was just too much and too many numbers, and I'm Ruby Sapphire, so the numbers I totally get bogged down in. This one I do a lot better in. I still probably would do better if I could remember to put stuff down in it. But what I do remember, it does help. It's a lot better. Yeah,
I'm horrible about tracking, but I know. If I did better at it, my business would grow. So I'm trying to I need to do that Franklin Covey training. I'm really excited to do that. We're going to try to get him to come to DC. Billy Joe, we're working with the DC Metro coaches to get them to come there. So
awesome.
That would be awesome. Well, good job, Caitlin. Jen, how's your week? I'm sorry about your eye.
Thanks. It's just been one thing after another this week physically, but business-wise has been decent. I signed a new coach this past weekend, which was good. She was a challenger of mine. She's not spent a ton of time on the business starting off this week, which has been disappointing, but she's been working 18-hour days. So I understand that, but we've set up time to connect on Saturday, so that's promising. Cool. And she realizes she's got to do something with it to make it work. So that's been good. I actually am talking to my first Instagram person tonight. She and I have been messaging back and forth. So I got her personal information, and we're talking 225. So that's been good.
Awesome.
Yeah. And then I also had a customer that I met at a conference last week or two ago. So she bought a challenge pack on Tuesday night. So that's been good. So business is coming along.
Awesome. So your Instagram person, how long have you been building your Instagram account?
Instagram is something I've just kind of been playing with probably just a couple months now. This has been helpful tonight because I've been trying to find my way. So I've been interested in trying to figure out how do I learn who's not following me back. So that was a big tip. So thank you for the app. I'm going to go look for that.
Yeah.
And download that. So
and there are other apps, by the way. They do have other apps, but that's the one that I think Nate told me about. So you might find one that you like better. But
Yeah, I'm going to try that because that's been one of the things I've been curious about. I'm like, how do I know and how do I drop people? So that'll be a good one. And then even taking a look at certain topics and certain people to follow. So I'm going to try to implement those tonight and tomorrow and start to move forward on that.
Yeah, I think the key with Instagram, I think Nicoala would agree, is just consistency. You know, you just got to keep at it. It's not hard, you know, it's just consistent.
Yeah, definitely. I like that you can copy it to Facebook. That's definitely a big win to have two birds.
Yeah. Heck yeah. Oh, and I found another cool tip that I started doing because I found on Instagram, I don't know if a couple tips. Okay, Dropbox. Are you guys familiar with Dropbox? You can like put notes into Dropbox from Facebook. Like let's say you have a big long post on Facebook that you don't want to retype into Instagram. You can copy it to your Dropbox, and then from your phone Dropbox, which is the same thing, you can cut and paste it into Instagram. So that's pretty cool. And you can do the same thing into your notes. You can put it into a note that you've saved and pull it up whenever you want to. Like when you want to like advertise for a 21-day fixed challenge pack and you have this nice note that you've typed out, you can use it over and over again instead of having to retype it into Instagram. And then what was the other tip? I lost it already. Dropbox and crap. I forgot it. Okay. It'll come to me. I'll remember. All right, Lisa, how was your week?
It was good. Thanks for having me on the call.
Yeah, sure.
So I'm excited for Saturday. We're here in England, and Danny Johnson is in London. So we're going to start in London. My first time. We've lived overseas for almost 7 years now. So we usually miss out on really fun speakers. So
yeah, you're going to love her. That's awesome that she's coming there.
And I signed up a new coach under my husband.
Yay.
So yeah. It's 12:30 here, so I'm kind of out of it. I was sleeping and I set an alarm to make sure I get up, and so I woke up. My husband was still up. He was studying. He's like, "Are you gonna make it?" I was like, "I don't know. I feel weird."
Well, I admire your dedication.
My head feels weird, so I was listening to everyone else.
Yeah.
Recorded because I don't know much about Instagram. I tried
yeah.
I was sidetracked, and I haven't really learned. I guess you could say I haven't really learned it. If there's learning it, I think there is. I purchased a while back. Shalene put out like a tutorial or something that you could purchase all that and I went through it, but I need to do it again because I didn't catch on. Yeah.
Well, that's perfectly fine. It's a lot of information, but I love that you can go through it. You can take your time and repeat the videos and go through it. So it's kind of like Twitter is for me. Twitter is very overwhelming to me, and I just kind of stay away from Twitter. I do have a Twitter account, but it's like, yeah. So I would just encourage you guys to pick, 2 forms of social media, like Facebook, of course, and then either Facebook and Twitter or Facebook and Instagram. I wouldn't try to do Pinterest, Instagram, Facebook, and there's all these other ones that I don't even know anything about. So you'll totally overwhelm yourself. And I've been pretty successful with just Instagram and Facebook. So, if you just want to focus on a couple and get those down pat, then you can add other things. And, of course, they come out with new stuff all the time. And I see Facebook losing favor, but Instagram seems to be pretty popular right now. So I think that would be worthy to put your attention on and figure it out. What else? Anything else, Nicoala? No. Did anybody? Okay. Did any of you guys have any other questions? trying to remember that other tip that I was going to share that just went out of my brain. Dropbox and I can't think of it. Anyway, I'll
Oh,
post
I
it in
was
the
going to
page.
say, if you use that app that Tina is talking about to unfollow people, make sure that, because there is a, let me see, let me pull it up really quick so I'm telling you the right thing. Yeah, it says it's called Are Not Following Back. Make sure when you use that list, especially if you just got done following people, that you scroll all the way down to the bottom. So you give those people that you just followed a chance to follow you back. So if you scroll all the way down to the bottom, you're unfollowing the people that you followed a long time ago. So that gives a chance. You don't want to follow all these people, then delete them. You want to give them a chance to follow you back. So that was my tip.
No, Nicola, with that one, when I do that, it just automatically does 160. Are you saying do it manually?
Yeah, like, well, when I do
okay.
it, like, I have to do it manually because I don't have the paid one. I just click on the section that says Are Not Following Back, and then I just scroll all the way down so that I'm, not deleting people that haven't followed me back.
Gotcha. Because I do that, like when I use that app and I'll unfollow people and I just do the automatic one, and Instagram will only let you unfollow 160 people an hour, and that app will unfollow 160 people for you within just a couple minutes, but it probably does do the first ones that I don't know what order it goes in when it does it automatically, but anyway. Okay, cool. Well, thank you guys for, even though Tommy wasn't here, for showing up. Anyway, we appreciate it, and I hope you found some value with the training. And I promise you guys, if you follow Nate's tips and Nicola's tips, you guys will do really well with Instagram. And I think it would be worth your while.
Thank you so much.
All right, have a good evening.
You're welcome. Bye.
Bye.